In this video I want to show how I successfully implemented macOSMonterey on the Windows 11 machine. After having installed um, macOS Big Sur successfully on both a Linux box, MX Linux, and on the Windows 10 box, I took up the challenge to try and get it to run under Windows 11. I have not found any instructions yet or clear-cut guidelines on how to do that under Linux. Anyways, I based myself on a video, an instruction video by Geek, what is it called? Geek Ra, and it's called How to Install Monterey in VirtualBox 2021 Best Guide with Links ISO file. In fact, I downloaded the ISO file and I've scrupulously followed the guidelines of this gentleman, and after installing the ISO on or inside the virtual machine, the virtual box, the only let me show you here, the only transformations or the spoofing that needs to be done on a level, the VirtualBox level, so that macOS thinks it's running on the MacBook Pro in this case, are these 6 lines that need to be pasted, copied and pasted into the command line on Windows 11. As I mentioned in my previous videos, this is by no means a production machine, but it's more a proof of concept machine. We see that it's not running very fast. I'm opening up now a page in Safari, and it takes its time, during which the cursor is numb. So it's blocking the cursor altogether. Meanwhile, okay, there we see it opens up my instructions, my notes that I did in Google Docs, and we can switch to other things. These are the commands that need to be pasted into the Windows 11 control command line. So if I close this all together and I open up another, this is FileZilla, by which I managed to go via FTP into my Fritzbox, where I've stored information. So it runs through FTP. There we see we're in partition 1, here we are in partition 3. That's where I keep my notes on VirtualBox, and I can up or download stuff back and forth from within macOSMonterey over to a network drive or a shared network drive. What else is there to say? Well, with the help of the devices, I can bind the USB here, the Intenso external hard disk, which is just 1 terabyte, and which is formatted under HFS Plus. And there we see that we can easily copy and paste stuff back and forth. Like here, I've got the how would you call it, the system report. If we say about this Mac, we can generate a system report, which I've done earlier on, and I copied and pasted it into the hard disk that's attached via USB. So let me just copy it to the desktop here. I can close this or minimize it, and let me just put it on the desktop here. Paste item. There we go. And if we open up the system report, it should open up the specific app that runs or allows us to take a look at all the information. I'm using, I'm mimicking an 8 gigabyte machine with 2 cores. I went up and changed it to 4 cores, but the machine, the ISO macOS Monterey, is so nervous that it doesn't like to be tampered with beyond the instructions that Geekra put in its YouTube video. Also installing the ISO, which has got a size of 16 gigabytes. I started it at night and then I let it run through the night. I don't know how many hours it took to read all the instructions in. However, the machine, it works. What I want to show you is how the machine is set up, how it's configured. So if I shut it down, if I shut the virtual machine down, let me do that, we get to the virtual box, and there we can see, okay, so the machine's shutting down. Also, when you fire up the machine, when you boot it, the amount of code that's read in is humongous. So here we go to the settings. That's the only virtual machine that I've got running on here now. So we have the name of the machine, the type, it's a 64-bit version. We can share information with the host system. The only thing that needs to be done, we need to deactivate the floppy. If we go to, so the I reserve 8 gigs of memory, and the processor, the machine has got 8 CPUs, the host, but the guest, I limited it to 2. If I move it up to 4, it would not work properly. The display, I change it to 128 megabytes. The storage, okay, so it's a VDI, and this was the ISO that contained the operating system, or the ISO, which, as I mentioned earlier, is 16 gigabytes. The audio works through Intel HD audio. The network, that's just attached as NAT. The serial ports are not being used. The USB, I activate the USB 3, and if we want to permanently bind the Intenso, we can do so, and then next time around it will automatically fire it up. What else is there? The shared folders, that's something I've not yet managed to read from within the ISO or from within macOS. That's something that I can test out. Okay, these are basically all the settings, and that's the end of my recording as well.